All right. Oh wow, there's all kinds of stuff going on. All right, how y'all doing? I need some coffee. That's one hell of a way of waking up, isn't it? So I think what's going on. Well, first of all, I mean, I'm not going to go into details of all this crap, right? But the short end or the short version of this is that I've forgotten completely how to stream. I've forgotten all of my small stuff. I've done some tinkering, thinking, yeah, you know what, that thing right there, that's a way to do it, and apparently it isn't. So yeah, um, right. I need to get into the zone and to find my position. Where are we? Oh, shit. No, that is correct. What else is wrong? God damn it! I just remembered I need to fix Twitch, but it seems like I'm on the right category. Am I though? God damn it. Oh, title, three dots. Perfect. Goddamn. Game. First stream of 2026. I don't know. What else? What else do you add to your stream title? You do commands, right? Well, all my commands again. Holy shit, I'm way out of line. Okay, I need to calm down. Where are you? Audio, and I also swapped around my stream deck, so I just can't. Yeah, I'm not panicking, not at all. No, honestly, I'm kind of calm, but at the same time, it feels like the dumbest things. Let's see. So I need to go to do. Let's do this one. I need to have these things prepared, I think. Let's do that. It's probably not going to work. Skip that. Do this. Skip that. I guess that's it for now. Okay, so if you everyone who followed me got a beaver icon sent to them. Awesome. All right, done. And hopefully now, if you go to my stream, you'll see something completely different. Yeah, there you go. Game dev, first of stream of 2026. Yeah. So at least the sound works. I'm trying a new layout on OBS too, and I think this will be better to keep track of people with or chat. So either way. All right, so put this away. It's a game dev. So we're not going to do any fancy 3D stuff, or we're not going to open or launch, rather, Unreal today. Oh, I need to cough. No, what we're going to do today is some pure brainstorming. I've done this before. It was kind of fun, and it was for a different project. So I'm going to bring up my Wacom tablet, my Wacom. There we go. Do I need to use this? I do like so this is something I recommend if you're a 3D artist that want to do like work with ZBrush, or you know what, an artist in general. If you work with the pen, the Wacom tablet, have one of these types of gloves. This is from Shuion. Like any one of these really works well. I think this is a pretty cheap one, or maybe not. I can't remember. It's been a long time. But they just go on like this, and it just smoothly moves across your tablet. See if I can make it like this. That's terrible. Why did I show that? Either way, I highly recommend using one of them. All right, so we need to move this to the side. I'm so not prepared for this, am I? All right, there we go. I'm gonna give my pen stand. I need that. We can move this over there. Some more coffee. Right. Is that a new thing? Well, either way. Oh, I can do different layouts on Stream Manager. I didn't know that. Oh, well. Right. So what's the purpose of this brainstorming, right? If you've been following me, and I'm guessing many haven't, in the past, I was working on this horror game. And I can't say I got far. No, not really. But I did have a decent idea, I think. Although with my time, competence, I don't think it was quite, it wasn't really suitable for what I can do, right? So I had to rethink. And other things came up. I started working on a different game. Still working on it, by the way. But that one has been put more on on hold. Yeah, let's go with that. Because of real life stuff. So that is going to be going to be some time until the next time I mention that game again, I guess, because of that reason. IRL stuff, right? We can't work on it as much as you want, or we might be stuck, I guess, in some kind of limbo right now. Not sure where to go forward with it. So let's say it's been shelved for now. With that said, dropping my pen. With that said, I still want to work on the game on my own spare time, and I want to reduce, go back to the horror game I made. Or rather, I want to go back to the horror genre. And we're not going to work on the previous game, but I do think there are some good stuff from that. So we're going to look into the old projects folders, and not today though, but on my spare time outside of stream, and we're going to go through the old brainstorming session I had. This is the file. Can I make this more interesting? Do you guys want to even see the UI for Photoshop? I don't know. Can I do this? I'm assuming it's going to cover. I can do that. Wait. Which one was it? This one? How about this one? Let's work with this one. Let's hide that. There we go. And we can also hide the ruler, right? There we go. Oh, whoa, dude. All right, this works, I think. So a few things. I'm just trying to remember these things myself, to be honest. We're talking about Amnesia, water monster. That seems like a water monster. Supernatural events, poltergeists, ghosts, shadows, wisps. It's all quite all over the place. What I'm doing right now is trying to look for something that, like, we can bring this with us to another session. One thing I'm going to do though is I'm going to remove this. I don't think I want to be on an island anymore. Or do I? I mean, you can do a small island. You can be stranded on it. I think the previous version was that you had to go through this big, almost island complex, right? I don't think we need to do that part. So I'm going to remove this. Let's remove this part completely. There we go. Island, let's keep that. I think that could be interesting. If it's a smaller one. Lantern keeps track of, I believe it says entities. Non-visible, two visibles, meaning using the lantern, I can make them visible. Hidden items, we might have this part, but I'm going to remove it for now. I need to be a bit selective. Yeah. What else? Objectives. Fetch fuel. Fair enough. Run away. Because blah, blah. Keep lighthouse lit. Let's get rid of this part. Again, we might reintroduce these things as we go along, but for now, I just want to get away. Cabin sickness. Cabin sickness is a fun idea, I think. Player character hallucinates, things break, but it's their own fault. I think what I meant with that is I'm trying to remember. I think I also have to do this. I realize I'm covering up chat, so I can't do that. No, I think I meant with players' own fault is that by hallucinating, they do stuff, don't realize it's themselves that does the whatever that harms them. Um, I think I've seen games doing this before, where the player hallucinates that someone else is doing the things that are hurting them, that are scaring them, but in the end, it's just themselves. The schizophrenia, is that the word I'm looking for? No, it's not, isn't it? Schizophrenia is multiple. No, schizophrenia. What is schizophrenia again? How do you spell it though? Uh, it could be schizophrenia because it has to do with the hallucinations. Very not medical term for it. So it might be schizophrenia. Either way, doesn't really matter what it's called because we know what it's doing. And that is this part. I'm going to remove this though. I think my pen is doing something really funny stuff. All right, it's really doing some cool stuff now. Can I do that? I can. I need to remap my tablet. Yeah, I really do. All right. Uh, let's do that off stream. I can live with it this time. I'm just gonna have to do this. So let's do that. Let's get rid of these. What is this? Cabin sickness. Um, I'm going to remove it. Doesn't seem like we're gonna keep a lot. We're gonna get rid of this to do. Let's get rid of this. Good morning, Shari, Zing 001. That's a long name. How you doing, sir? Welcome. We're just getting rid of a few old brainstorming stuff, a few old ideas. Let's see. Which one of these should we keep, though? So, you know what sound effects we might keep? Because no matter what I'm planning on doing from now on, sound effects will be important, right? You should call you Shaw? I will. I will. So how you doing, Shaw? If I'm using a graphic tablet, or you mean referring to a pen tablet? One of these? One of these Wacom tablets? Yes, I am. Or are you referring to the screen one? That would be nice. It's just a bit expensive, is it? It's like what, 2,000 to $3,000 or something like that. Insane value. So yeah, I'm drawing. Kind of hard to do with a mouse and keyboard. So right now we're trying to figure out some like what to keep for a new project, a horror game project. This is from an old one where I just did some brainstorming back in the day. Ooh, feels like forever now. Probably 4 or 5 months ago. Let's see. Always unknown. I'm not sure what I mean with all of these things. Footsteps, mood. Let's keep the mood one. So I'm going to do this. I don't need that part. I don't need the behavior part right now. I can fix a new one. So let's do this. You got a new one. You picked the Deco Mini 7. I've never heard of Deco before. I'm using Wacom, what's it called? Intuos something? Intuos pen tablet. It's one of the more famous one, or most usually one. I don't know, most used ones. Yeah, but I never heard of the Deco. So how's it been? Is it working well for you? Let's move this one. There we go. So we do have some old stuff. No, poltergeist, ghost, shadowy. I don't know. But let's keep it. And we're also going to do another thing. It's nice, awesome. And do you also use one of these? It's not like me having like this thing, like the anime thing, Shinobu's thing. It's not that. It's just to make things easier when I draw. What's it called? It's an anime trope where people believe they're in this the main character, or they are not the main character syndrome. It's something Shiro, something. I can't remember. Either way, they believe they are like the demon king or everything like that. I don't think you need it. That's fair. I've used it for so long now that I'm kind of dependent on it. Let's see. Let's do that. Let's flip that around. A 9. I guess a 9 could work. Oh, no. Yeah, I really need to do the remapping. This is not going to work. Why? Oh, I'm on the stamp tool. There we go. So this. I'm just going to cut it off right there. Shinobi, that's in Naruto. That's true. That's a client name. Yeah. Shinobi. That's the clan name of the Hidden Leaf Village. Isn't Shinobi a ninja? So it's not like the village is called Shinobi, but it's the title for ninja, isn't it? Oh, there you go. Now, what is that syndrome I'm thinking of? Let's see if I can find the name of it. It kind of annoys me that I can't remember it. Uh, let's see. Well, there's the main character symbol. There you go. This a different word for it. So I'm pretty sure there is. Oh, there you go. It's God. How do you say this? Chunibyo, but that's the middle school syndrome. All right, that's the one I was thinking of. There you go. Back to Photoshop. So yeah, I was close, but not really, right? All right, horror. Let's see. I'm gonna do that, and I do like the idea of having a red color. Or should we make a different color just to separate that from the old stuff a bit more? How about we go with a greenish, dark green? It's not gonna show up. Let's do that. How about that? A bit more. I need more green. There we go. There we go. So, horror game. So, what do we want for a horror game? I paste 3 to 4 sheets of paper on top of my pen tab so it doesn't, so it don't get any stretches or run for long enough. Okay. Sorry, the last part is kind of not sure about that. Are you saying like you don't want scratches and you want it to be long lived? Is that a proper name for it? Yeah, scratches. There you go. All right, now I got it. Okay, fair enough. I mean, as far as my experience from these tablets is can't say much about the Deco one, but for the Wacom tablet, I've had this oh, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years, probably even longer, and it's just works. These things just work as long as you don't hit them, or I mean, the pen is probably the only thing you will have to replace, but even then, it just works for me. But hey, if pen and paper helps it last even longer, that's perfect. All right, so horror game. Why is it that hard? Brainstorming is meant to be open, right? So let's do this. Let's do this. Autocorrection, yeah. Autocorrection always fucks things up, doesn't it? And I just swapped out my color again. God damn it. Let me have my green. Let me have my green. Yeah, background sound effects. True. Absolutely today's big truth, I believe. So let's do this. I usually do this for like brainstorming. So let's do this. Horror. And one thing you pointed at is SFX, right? There you go. That's super important. I can even do this just to emphasize that it is important. And what would that mean? I do have some SFX up here. So it will be like wind, it will be whispers, it will be footsteps. So I do believe we already have a list. So let's just point to that, I guess. Let's just do this. It's been a while since I've used my pen. There you go. So what else do we need? I mean, a setting. We need a setting, right? And the different settings will be like a cabin. I just write that down. Don't have to think too much about it. So just write down a cabin. What else? I mean, dungeons and castles, right? Dungeons, that's not even correctly spelled. So there we go. There we go. What else can we do? We can do, I guess, we can do sewers. We can also do horror. In what sense? Some supernatural spirits type are like apocalypse disaster type. So the horror I'm going for right now. I prefer the less hectic, less action-oriented horror. Apocalyptic could be interesting. Yeah, sure. I'd like to narrow it down a bit more. I mean, we could have a cabin in an apocalyptic world, right? Or we could have a dungeon affected by some apocalyptic disaster. So it's more like what inside a apocalyptic world could this scenario be? An old lab? Yeah, there you go. Laboratory could be something. A lab. What else could it be? I mean, we could have castle, but to me, dungeons and castles are very closely related. So I'm just going to do this. I mean, I know it's not the same, to be very precise, but no, I think they're more or less can be combined, right? Oh, Laughlin, sorry. How you doing, man? A graveyard. Yeah, there we go. How you doing, laughing? Lawfully. I said lawfully, didn't I? Laughing. How you doing? Oh, first chatted too. There you go. Now I got distracted. Anyone noticed that I haven't streamed in like 2 months? I feel like I'm all over the place. You're good? And how am I doing? I'm doing great, to be honest. Really good. Like I mentioned, I haven't streamed in like 2 months, and I'm sure it shows. Especially the scuff I had in the beginning. Have I watched Get Out by Pile? Is that how you say it? I love this psychological horror. No, but let's do this. How about this? Inspiration. And I can't spell ration. Let's Get Out. I'm also going to do this because otherwise I'm just going to forget what this is. This is just that last part just for myself. So what's Get Out all about? Psychological horror. What's the setting though? Is it just some kind of mansion or compartment complex? Maybe I should have all of these bot messages calm down a bit. They're going quite a bit. We're going to have ads soon on Twitch side. So I'm just going to sit down and have some coffee. Maybe look up the Get Out bit. We could talk about it once ads are done. You're new and where I've been? Well, for there was the holidays, right? So Christmas, New Year's, was home with my parents, and just to keep it short, I didn't stream for a while because after that, after holidays, I didn't stream. Then I just worked on a different project, and it took me about a month. All right, I forgot to mention that project. I don't know if I want to because that was a failure. Laughing, it's about white folks stealing black bodies to become younger. That's insane. What? God damn. That's honestly insane. Okay, I should watch it. Yeah, okay, I'll do that. I'll put it on my long list of things to do. Watch. Certainly, though, but I'll bump it up a bit. So how's it going by the ad stuff? I've noticed that Twitch tends to sometimes wait with the ads, although it's been said that it should be going. There we go. I started. All right, so we got about 2 minutes. Then Twitch will be back. So until then, I'm just gonna calm down a bit, try and catch up to my lack of streaming. I can't formulate sentences. Ran out of coffee though. Oh, there you go. Laughing has ads. Yeah. No, I'm fine. Sure. I'll figure something out. But thanks though. Although you can tell me which platform it's on. Like, not the. Well, is it only on that website you're mentioning, or is it on a different website? Like, is it Prime? Is it Netflix? What is it? Or is it something I have never heard of? Oh, there you go. Laughing is back. How you doing, back laughing? We're going to give it another like 40 seconds, and I can expand on the why I've been gone for a while. I think that's fair, and also why that period kind of. I really had a bad start of 2026. Let's say. Um, is that a T movie? Is that what it's called? Why is T movie? What is this? Never heard of it. All right, though I have it on here, so I'll look it up off the stream. Looks fair. Anime platforms. All right, there you go. All right, I think that's the ads, right? So, to expand a bit on where I've been, so holiday stuff, I'm not going to be too detailed on that part. I think you all know what holidays means, right? Christmas, well, some might not have Christmas, but they might do other stuff during that period. I'm sure we had Christmas before, right? And then after the New Year's, I came back home, so I don't have my computer with my parents, so can't stream, can't work. So it's just all about relaxing and just recharging, right? And then I got back home. I started to work on a side project, still related to the channel, but it's more YouTube related. And I was looking forward to it. I had a lot of I had a blast. It worked out, like everything worked more or less the way I wanted it to. And I came to one source recording that I've done, and it was just all a mess. Everything, nothing worked more or less, apart from the like the visuals that worked, but audio was bad. There were glitches every now and then in some prayer parts. I was like, no, please not, don't do this to me. and that was 4 hours into a 7-hour editing of materials. So I had another 3 hours of materials to go through. Yeah, damn right. So I gave up. Honestly, I just gave up because I didn't have it in me to spend another month trying to fix this. So that's the thing. Because one thing you need to know is I'm doing this on my spare time, so I don't have 40 hours a week to work on like a project or something like that. I have maybe 10, maybe 15, if that. So I have to use that time and spread it out over a long period to work on one project. So yeah, so the month of January this year, it turned out to be a sad, not a sad one. That's way too much. But I just gave up on that project. So I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna take another week doing nothing. Then I'm gonna start streaming again. So that's where I'm at. Yeah, oh, it's fun. So I decided to try to get myself back up on my feet by buying this thing. So the next stream, I was kind of hoping it would be this stream. I'm gonna do this. Let's see if you guys can see this. If you know what this is, you know, right? If you know, you know. That's how you say it, right? If you don't know, this is Magic the Gathering. I'm a nerd. I love Magic the Gathering. Although I don't have the encyclopedia of Magic in my head, I do have an interest in it. What's the head I'm looking for? To be honest with you, I haven't looked for a specific one, but I do want vampires in general, just vampires, because, just give me a second. I play Magic, like, well, I play Commander, and the card that's currently the Commander I want to, like, bump up, power up, level up, is this guy. Let's see if I can show you guys. You can't really tell, can you? Nope, you can't. It's Stefan, the Moral Progenitor, which is a vampire that is really cool. It allows me to kind of, for the cost of 2 tokens, just throw in strong vampires I have on my hand during specific times during, I think it's attack phase, right? I believe. What are those? Those are Magic the Gathering cards. He sounds sick. Yeah, it is fun. It's not the biggest, like the most super advanced vampire out there. This is another one, another guy, Edgar, I believe his name is. He's a bit cooler, but I love the way I can use blood tokens to, yeah, throw out stronger vampires. So, Sean, do you know about Magic the Gathering? It is one of the most addictive card games out there, as far as I can tell. It's really, I'm stuck with it. I used to play when you were high school. It's so much fun. Yeah. And of course, there's cash involved, right? If you have the right card, you can get a lot of money. I have this guy. Just give me a second. Oh, now you got me talking about Magic. Nice. Or rather, I did it myself, right? Let's see. I need to find this guy. Where are you? It should be in this pile. Oh, it's not in this pile. Damn it. All right. Let's give me a second. I need to find this guy. You're 18 and you never heard of it. Oh, well, now you have. It is an old game, though. I think it's from the 80s, right? I believe it's from the 80s. It's been around for a long time. And you might have heard of it. What's his name? What's the artist's name? He bought the most expensive card ever. Post Malone, right? So when Magic the Gathering did this thing with the Lord of the Rings, they posted or they had a single card, right? Never going to be another card of it. And Post bought it. Oh, not the Black Lotus, but that's one expensive too. No, the one I'm thinking of is the One Ring. And it's worth, well, because of Post Malone, and it's this one card in the entire game. It's he bought it for $2 million, I think. or something along those lines. But the Black Lotus that Laughing is talking about, I think that's sold for like 50,000 or something along those lines. Well, I can't find my card, but that's also the One Ring, but it's a replica, a lesser version of the one that Post bought. So yeah, it's a lot of money involved, but that's not why I'm doing it. It's a fun game. 2 mil is wild, isn't it? And also it's not like it's going from, oh, you have Black Lotus which is the second most expensive one at 50,000, and then you have the One Ring at 60 or 100,000. No, it's $50,000, 2 million. It's like, why are we doing this? This is so insane. Shaw, you're from India, so that's why it sounds good. Yeah, I think you should look into it. It's a really fun, balanced game, I'd say. Some might disagree, though. The more hardcore people might disagree. But I do think it's a balanced gameplay to it, and you can either go very deep if you want to, or you can just keep it casual. Either one just works well for your game style, right? And there's some really weird stuff you can do with it. You can have, maybe it doesn't make sense to talk about it for someone. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that there are certain ways you can play. But if you don't know all the rules, it might not make sense why that is insane. But the essence of the game is you have what's called lands. They work as your magic, your mana, your resources. And if you have, let's say, you want to play a card that has a cost, all cards has a cost, right? And it costs you 3 resources or 3 manas, lands, right? So if you have 3 on your table and they have the correct colors, you can then play that card. But then you have to what's called tapping. And tapping means you just show these cards have now been used, and I can't use them until my next turn. And then you play creatures, or you play certain cards that allow you to do other things, like maybe have damage to your opponent, or give you an advantage for a certain amount of time, or allows you to draw another card, or something along those lines. There's a lot of stuff you can do with it. But now you sidetracked me. I love talking about Magic, but I need to make this brainstorming work. So let's just put Magic to the side for just a little bit, and let's see if we can figure out a few more settings for a horror game or something else. What else do we have? We have dangers, right? We can also talk about that. I mean, there's also objectives, I guess. So let's add that. Objectives. That's just way too big. Let's do this. But that. I know. Got an error. Yeah, sure. Where's the best place to do it, though? Can I do it in chat? I'm going to try this. Let's try this. How about that? Yeah, I can do that. Awesome. Yeah, it's called Magic the Gathering. Like, I think it's closing on, is it almost 50 years? No, it's not 50 years. I think it's 40-something years. Give it at like 2030-ish, around there. It's probably like 50 years old or something. I think their next set is Marvel related, which probably could be fun. I'm more on the side of, well, now we're back to Magic again, but you know what? It's fun. I'm on the side of, I'd like them to keep it within their universe, their fantasy, high fantasy stuff. I'm not the biggest fan of this introducing Marvel, introducing Spider-Man, which is Marvel. Either way, I'd prefer it if they kept it to like their high fantasy stuff, right? But then again, I don't know. People like it, and it's expanding and growing in popularity, I think. So why not? I put it into your bucket list. Do it. Absolutely do it. I highly recommend it. It's always fun spreading things like knowledge about what you love and are interesting. It's always fun listening to or having people ask about it. All right. So what else? Dungeons. It looks like pungeons, but who cares? Yeah, my handwriting is absolutely horrendous. And we need what else? Why is brainstorming? Brainstorming is meant to be easy. How about this? Let's do dangers. Ghost, how you doing? Welcome. You just missed the ghost. It's the best moment of 2026, and you missed it. Sorry to hear that. So how you doing? Any something new on the game front, the gaming front? Doing all right, and I'm doing well. Just had a discussion about Magic the Gathering, and that I want to open this thing on stream. Oh, it's a display for Crimson Vow. Looking forward to that. Soon I get all my equipment, I will do it. Are you into 3D printing now, or is that an old thing you've been doing? You love magic? Awesome. Yeah. I'm trying to where did I put it? Well, actually, I can't show you. I tried earlier; it didn't work. No, I have this vampire called Strafan, the ancient progenitor, something along those lines, and I want more vampires. That's why I picked Crimson Vow. Your handwriting is really good. It's more like a doctor's handwriting. Oh my. So it looks neat, but it's unlegible, unreadable. Awesome. Thank you, Shaw. No, I appreciate it. Thank you. So yeah, Ghost. I need more horror things, more brainstorming, creating this brainstorming map. And I need more horror related topics. If I do that, that's not going to work. Why not? Because you're. Why isn't that color fill working the way it should? There we go. Perfect. No, 3D printing is new. I will put a cam on my printer. All right, cool. I will be getting back to streaming. I will be streaming more and doing those things. I'm streaming my printer printing. All right. Oh, cool. Okay, I'm just like, why would you put a camera on your printer? But you're referring to putting a camera towards your printer, not on top of it. It's like, yeah, my brain. Oh, that's really cool. Okay, so you'll have like a 24/7 stuff going on. Really awesome. You can read my. Sure, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You need to prove that. And I think I lost something. Oh well. I need you to prove that you can actually read my handwriting. I genuinely think that's impossible. Unless you actually know what the word was. What else? Let's add back this. Oh god damn it. Oh god damn it. There you go. What else? I got burned on game dev. Yeah, had to stop. I have not been working too much on the the cam. What? Sorry, I have not been working too much. No, all right. The cam goes inside the printer so I can time lapse. Oh, you're doing one of those. Oh, cool. Yeah, and also I'm sorry you feel burned out. Um, and I feel that it happens every now and then. The feeling that it's just too much, right? But I think that could be good though. Like the positive side is that, and I can only talk a bit from experience, and I hope you feel the same. And that is when you take a step back and you kind of start like removing all that, I guess, anxiety or burnt feelings. I'm not doing this fair, but my point is, once you step back and you get back into it late, like a month or two later, you feel like, you know what, I might have been onto something here, and hopefully, I do hope that feeling of motivation gets back to you. I am making stuff like I am in the middle of making myself a chess set. All right, cool. Chess and board games. Oh, that's cool. I love that. I love 3D printing. I love the idea of it, at least. I might not be the one interesting in having it in my own apartment, but I've seen some really cool stuff from 3D printers. I saw one guy, he actually 3D printed a stand for his iPad or drawing tablet, and it looked really well made. It's like I kind of want it. It was that well made. Have I watched Nightcrawler? Same protagonist as from the source code. I can't say I have. Should I add Nightcrawler to the list then, Shaw? I probably should. Let's do that. I never watched a Nightcrawler now. There we go. I did kind of come to a realization the other day, and I don't like it. All right, so a little backstory here. I love the horror game genre. I do. I really do. But there's a but to this. It's more the idea of watching someone else play it that I like. Does that make sense? I am not the one who plays horror games. I think the last horror game I played, I'm going to say it had to be Dead Space 1 on the PlayStation 3. The same year it released. So how many decades back that is, I don't know. Probably almost 2 decades. Is it almost 2 decades? No, it can't be two. It can't be 2 decades. Please don't tell me it's 2 decades. Am I that old? No, not the remake. God damn it. 2010. 15 years ago. 16 years ago. God damn. You love playing horror games? I don't know what it is. I mean, I do know kind of what it's the adrenaline, the high pump. Like, it's not the same as an action game, right? And you are looking at doing a horror store sim. Oh, ooh, I like that theme. I might not steal it, but I have another idea. If you're in America, sir, you can order your own custom 3D model. They'll make it and ship it at your home. Well, the thing is, sure, I would love to do it, but I'm not in America, unfortunately. I'm in Sweden, but we probably have something similar here. The US, there are so many fun stuff in the US that I'm like, God damn it, why can't I do that? Like, I don't think we have the level. What are you doing? Of, for example, computer customization in Sweden as in the US. Everything is bigger in the US. Everything is more extreme in the US. That's just their thing, right? Good and bad. Uh, Fear of Phantom. Have I played Fear of Phantom? You're throwing a lot of new stuff on me, Shaw. No, I have not. And I need to write that down. God damn it, this style. It's just all over the place. Thank you, Shaw, by the way. This is really good. All these are really good. Let's see. I found a store on Fab and I bought it the other day and I'm not messed with it much yet. Okay. You bought a $500 pre-printed and I've been stuck on making stuff. Stuck as in like you can't stop or you can't do it. But that's fun. I love that. Fab is such a good place to be on. I found a lot of free horror sound effects on Fab. So I'm not surprised you found something cool on it, Ghost. It's an indie developer horror game. Okay, you know what? Let's do this. I feel like my brainstorming kind of sidetracked a bit, but at the same time, I'm getting a lot of inspiration right here. So this is good. This is good. Why are you doing this, team? You're meant to be on this side. What was it? Fear of Phantom. Fear of Fathom. Huh. Maybe it's not a Steam game. Because it's not showing up. Are you sure about the name you saw? Because I can't see it on Steam. Or maybe it's not on Steam. I know. Spent 2 days designing your... okay, let's calm down, Pete. Yeah, I spent 2 days just designing my team, their chess piece. Oh, your chess piece, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's going to make me take you 20 hours to print it all. Yeah, I've heard the you can't really be you need to be have a lot of patience apparently when it comes to 3D printing. Fierce to fathom. All right, let's try that. Oh, there you go. All right, right. Oh, they have a lot of expansions, up to 6 games. Oh, cool. I've recognized these, do I not? I feel like, what's his name? Uh, Jacksepticeye? Has Jack played these? I think he has. Fierce to Fathom is pretty good. He also had Itch before it made it seem, oh, that's probably, I mean, it feels like that's a very common, like, path for a lot of games, isn't it? Going through Itch first, then over to Steam once they realize that, you know what, we do have something, right? Oh, don't worry about it, Shaw. Don't worry about it at all. It happens more than for most people, right? I've so okay. So one of the first things that made me realize I'm getting old, or maybe now I'm coping though. Maybe when you use your phone, back in the day, now you're old, right? Back in the day when you didn't have touchscreen, when it's an analog mobile. So this is a fun shot. Did you know about this, by the way? Since you're 18, right? You may not know about this. Back in the day, God, I'm so old. When you wanted to write a text message, or you didn't have chat, but a text message, right? Instead of you just pushing one button, then you got an A, you had to push. Let's say I wanted a C. I had to push the first button 3 times to get a C. It was not touch. It was all buttons. And at some point, you got so good at it that you didn't have to see the screen. Like with touch, you always have to look, right? Because otherwise you can't really tell where the buttons are on the touch screen. But on an analog, you could. You can just move around and by touch. Okay, now I'm 3rd button, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th. And you can just do it without even looking. It's kind of weird feeling. It was a Twitch. Yeah, I've read that. Developer name, ooh, Rail? 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 Yeah, but I did find it though. So I'll have a look at that. That is like a old diner, right? Well, let's add that, by the way. I feel like we need that. We need that. So let's do a... That's terrible. Let's do a diner. And to that, let's also have gas station. Let's do that. I'm actually going to add it to this one. It's not the way this works, but let's do it. It happens to your dad's Samsung mobile phone. Yeah. So yeah, okay. So the point was, I've noticed that I'm pushing the wrong buttons more often the last 5, 6, 7 years than I've done before. I'm not sure if it's true or if it's just me being not scared, but maybe I'm delayed. Um, what the hell words right now? You know the feeling as a person grows old, they realize, oh shit, I'm in my 30s. What's the name of that? It's a crisis, something. Middle crisis, middle age crisis. Middle age crisis? Is that the word I'm looking for? Help me here. Is it? No? No? Yeah? I think it is. Either way, the point is, I feel old when I'm using a touchscreen. Does that make sense? God damn it. Right. Side effects, wind stuff. Yep, got it. So dangers. All right. I think objectives, we can kind of wait with that. It could be things like puzzles, find stuff. You know what? Just add that. I'm just going to do this though first. Let's do that. Zoom out. Let's give myself a bit more space. Let's do this. Find thing within parentheses S. Let's do that. This could be, this is more gameplay. Escape, perhaps. It could be survive. That's terrible. Let's do that. I also faced that issue many times. It mostly happens because of RAM over consumption or less storage free up. You're going to more technical stuff there, Shaw, than I did. I'm more like, hey, I want to push that button, and my coordination goes like, oh, over that side. It's like, oh no. I'm just missing buttons, man. I am in my 30s. I am, although I'm way too close to my 40s, more than I want. I'm actually turning 38 this year. I'm an old man, according to the internet. Apparently, according to the internet, I should be dead by now, if we go by age. I don't feel old though. That's the most important part. All right, so objectives to survive, to escape. I guess they go kind of hand in hand, don't they? So let's do this. Do that, that. Find things, sure. That could be people. God damn it. So what else? Dangers. Okay. I think this part is the one I'm feeling more confused about, or less certain. Perhaps we should, rather than doing this right now, let's put all of this to the side for just a moment. How about we look at inspiration sources? Like, what do we have? We have, I mean, Silent Hill, of course. What? Why are you doing that? Let's do that. So Silent Hill. I don't look like it. I look like I'm more in my early 30s. So I appreciate that. Thank you. I've heard that sometimes before. I don't see how people could say that, but I do appreciate it. It does feel good knowing that I don't look like I'm dying. Thank you. What else? I mean, I guess we can write down Resident Evil. So what else? We do have Fears, was it, right? Double check, was it? Fears to Fathom. All right. Oh, now I get it. I actually understand the English now. So took me a while. So let's do this. Fears to Fathom. All right. So I feel like I'm letting you down here. You were asking me if I played this and played that, and all I can say is no to everything. No, I haven't played Silent Hill. I haven't played Resident Evil. I mentioned that earlier. The last game I played that was a horror game was Dead Space, and it might also be the only horror game I've played. I have, however, watched thousands upon thousands of hours of gameplay, horror gameplay. It's one of my favorite things to watch, like Markiplier back in the day, or Jacksepticeye when he was playing a lot of horror games. I watched the hell out of their stuff, and yeah, so I'm familiar with the concepts, and I'm really familiar with how people can react to them. But I am something of a wuss when it comes to horror games. Playing them, I don't play them. I don't. I should. I think I should. I think that's probably the missing piece in my in this game project. I don't want to though. Really don't. And it kind of opens up to me playing on stream, and I don't want people to see me playing it. Oh god damn it. So yeah. But do please come with more suggestions. Fears to Phantom, I forgot about that game. I think I know what it is, but you reminded me. Was really great. So I love more. There's also, I think it's from, is it from the same developer? It's this uncanny low poly gameplay. It's a Japanese. I'm assuming they're indie. And it's all about like they've games in a Starbucks or something like that. No, sir. Age is just a number. It is just a number. I agree with that show. I can still do anything I want. Yes, I can. That's true. It's just you have more responsibilities, which is just to go to risk free and grind. Yeah, I mean, I see your point. Certainly, with the, I guess, I'm assuming with age you do have responsibilities, right? The thing is, compared to my compatriots, my other aged individuals, my friends and their family and things like that, people who are in my age class, I have less responsibilities, to be honest. I'm by myself. I have these interests. I am a nerd. I have a lot of free time apart from work, of course. But that is pretty much the only responsibility I have. I guess you can group my family into responsibilities. Family as my mother, my father, my brothers, but that's not much as a responsibility. Rather than it's just part of my life. They're my family. I have things I want to do for them. I have things I need to do for them, and the other way around, of course. That's what you do as a family, right? Um, so I see your point, but I also raise the idea of that I don't have as much as others, right? That's great. Oh, well, thank you. By the way, Shaw, I want to ask you, what's your interest right now? Do you want to go into game dev, or do you have other interests? What did you do when you're like on your spare time? And you also mentioned you were from India, so perhaps there's something special I've never heard of before. I'm not super familiar with the that side of the world. I have some knowledge of it, of course, but that's mostly from school and the internet. But I take internet with a grain of salt because it's mostly a mix of absolute bullshit to this is probably true, but I don't know. It's sometimes really hard to tell the difference. And we do have ads in a minute or so. And when that happens, I'm gonna grab some coffee, but we still have some time left. What else? Silent Hill, Resident Evil. Do I still have my game document up? I do. So what did I write down? What else? Oh, you're doing prep for engineering entrance. Oh, nice. Sounds like it could be like quite not consuming. Come on, what's the word? Difficult. Let's just go with that. It sounds difficult though. I did go to an artistic school, so I can't really tell what's engineering, how difficult it is. I have had some math stuff, but so tell me which part, like engineering. I'm assuming there's a version of engineering, right? Like electrical engineering, buildings, architecture. I guess that's buildings, infrastructure, mathematics. Which one is yours? I might also be showing my ignorance here, so please bear with me. Let's see. So I've written down Alan Wake. I think Alan Wake could be an interesting one. And the question is, should it be 1 and 2, or should it just be one or the other? Because as far as I understand, again, into that, never played it myself, it seems like the Alan Wake 2 isn't as fondly thought of as the first one. Is that true? All right. We got some ads. 2 minutes. I'm going to grab some coffee, and I'll be... let's see. Sure. I don't have laptop, though. Okay. Once I get in college, I'll ask my parents for it. All right. Oh, yeah. That could be... How do you do that, though? I mean, back in the day, you would have, like, libraries, right? How do you study today without, like, access to a laptop or computer? And I hope your parents feel like you need one once you get into school, though. Sure they do. So how would you do you study? Well, well, come on, it's books, right? You have to have access to some kind of books, right? Mm. Oh, coffee in the morning is so good. Probably the favorite part of the mornings for me is having my first cup of coffee. All right, ads ended. I do have a list of things. So I'm looking at these are the games I'm thinking of. I just wrote this down from the top of my head. A few of them came up. Tormented Souls. For some reason, I wrote 2, but I feel that's probably 1. Fatal Frame, again, 2. Dead Space, let's just do that. Let's do Dead Space. Well, I like the idea of Dead Space, it's not the action part, so it's the atmosphere. And especially 1. Amnesia, of course, Amnesia. Amnesia games in general is my biggest inspiration. Let's just do this. Amnesia games. What else do we have? I mean, I've written down Alien Isolation. And I think the vast majority of these are purely the atmosphere they bring. Because what I don't think I'd like to do with my game is the predator, or not the predator, the alien thing in isolation. Amnesia games, maybe I'll like to challenge myself with a zombie-like creature. It's not really a zombie, is it? In Amnesia, but it is an undead type of thing. No, sir. I'm preparing for the entrance exam so that I can get into good college for engineer. The competition is high. I've heard that it's a big thing in India. About 1.5 million people. That's insane. Only, no way. Are you serious? Out of 1.5 million, only 50,000 get into college? Really? What's the number on that? What's the percentage on that? That's less than 0.4%. No, it's even less than that. It's less than 0.04%. That's insane. Use physics books plus digital books and YouTube. YouTube probably is a good place, yeah. But dude, I wish you all the luck. That's insane competition. Like to put that into perspective, like 1.5 million people try each year to get into college in India, according to Shaw. 1.5 million. We have 10 million here in Sweden in total. That's everyone. So I don't even know how. It's probably not even 100,000 or maybe 200, let's say 300,000 people. That's me guessing, completely guess. Try for college each year. Is that enough? It's just insane. The number 1.5 million people. Is India the country today that has the biggest population? I think they surpassed China not long ago, did they? In sheer numbers. But dude, that's insane. Well, Shaw, I absolutely hope you get in. Everyone deserves to go to college, in my mind, and I wish you all the luck. Oh, something stuck in my throat. All right, so where are we at? Uh, I Alien. So what is it, by the way? Okay, so as if you know the answer to this. So I'm gonna try to figure out what is it by these games and similar games that I like. How about we focus on that for a while? What is it that I like about these games? Let's give me a bit more space. I'm going to turn this again. Sorry for the tilt, but it's easy for me to write. So what is it? Shaw, you wrote in medical college entrance exam. There's 2 million people students, and only about Did autocorrect happen again, Shaw? Because I have no idea what lock means in this case, or at all. Or I mean half. Do you mean half? Lack half, but half is still a lot, so I don't think it's half. 1.46 billion people. That means for every Swede, there's 1,000 Indians. That's the wrong term, isn't it? Indian. Is that? No, it's not the right? I know Indians as in American Indians, but do you say Indians about people from India? No, you don't, right? Oh, 1 lakh is 0.1, 0.1 million, so 100,000. Okay. That's still insane, though. So it's roughly the same acceptance. I think the acceptance is actually higher for medical students, if I do the math correctly. Still, either way, both of those numbers are insane. And also, I do apologize for the ignorance about Indian thing. I don't really know. I just honestly don't know. What do you call a group of people from India? Is there even a term? Like in Sweden, you would say Swedes or people from Sweden, I guess, but Swedes is another word, right? So do you have a word for people from India about that? I think it is Indians, right? I think they could be used both. Ignorance is always fun. So it is Indian. All right, there you go. Thank you, Husho, for confirming. So I'm not throwing out some ignorant bullshit on the internet. It's too much of that already. All right, so that's the third time. So third time's the charm. What is about these games that I like? Well, first of all, I mentioned earlier, atmosphere, right? I like the idea of having another color for this. And come on, that's a P. Atmosphere is one of them. I also think that you're not an overpowered person. At least all of these take aside Dead Space. Eventually, you become like this superpowered guy. Superpowered. That's an exaggeration, but you have more control in Dead Space, what you can do against opponents. I'm not sure about Alan Wake. Resident, sure, depending on which one you pick, which version. But I'm pretty sure that Silent Hill, you're not really a action man, right? Everything's kind of slow paced. You do have some weapons. Amnesia, absolutely no weapons, more or less. Alien Isolation, yeah, but again, you can't really fist fight an alien, right? So you're quite vulnerable. Live outside of India. We call them NRI. Okay. World every second. You love the concept of entropy. Right. Oh, God, what's that word again? Entropy. I've heard it before. I need to look that up. I've heard it being thrown around a few times. Concept of physics, chemistry, and information theory. Measuring the level of disorder, right, and randomness. Oh, that's the one. Yeah, that's the one we're looking for. Yeah, entropy. Yeah, it. The thing about that is it definitely gives up. Like the thing I know about entropy, the things that comes to mind when I hear it is the chaos can create something, right? From chaos you can create something. Creativity kind of comes from chaos. Now really getting philosophical. I'm getting out there. It's way a higher concept than my mind can comprehend right now, apparently. I think the coffee has really got me going. It is 7:30 in the morning here in Sweden right now, and I've been going since 5. So yeah, and all I've done is consume coffee. So you can kind of guess where I'm at right now in my head, my mind. It's easy to destroy rather than make it. True. That is very true. And ooh, it's, hello. I'm gonna borrow that, Sean. I'm not sure what I can do with it, but let's borrow that. Entropy. Easier to destroy than build. There you go. I'm gonna borrow that. Aront TV, how you doing? Hello, sir. On this crazy morning for me, it's 6:30 a.m. Oh, there you go. Would that mean that are you in the UK then, Mr. or Mrs. Or either way, Aaron, are you in the UK? You're in the UK. I got it. There you go. That's where my head goes first. Because is there another country that lives on that zone, at least on the northern hemisphere? I'm not sure it is. You're about to do some game dev yourself? Awesome. What's your project? Please tell us a bit about it. Yes, I am near to Germany. That is true. I must have heard about Dark series. No. Again, Shaw, you're throwing new stuff on me. What is this? What is the Dark series? And also, being near Germany, that's really stretching it a bit compared to many other countries. Sure, but there's still a few miles between me and Germany. But the Dark series, tell me more, Shaw. I'm curious. Now I'm going to write a word I know how to say, at least most of the times, but I can't spell. Vulnerability. Is it as simple as W? You know what? Vulner. Is it ability? No, it's not. This is so bad. What the fuck is this word? Oh, god damn it. Sorry for the cursing. Translate Google. Please Google help me. Vulnerability. There you go. God, I wasn't even close. It's not even W. It's a good thing my old mates aren't here because they would laugh at me. Let's see. Aaron. So this is a mouthful. Fair enough. But in short, it is a 2.5D 8-bit Game Boy voxel RPG. That is a mouthful. Cool though. That during the game, you collect color and restores the world, and it becomes a 16-bit SNES game. That is cool. I really love that. And I can confirm that you're from the UK because you spell color correctly. It's my first project, and I've been making it for about 4.5 years. Ooh. Well, I'm about to say congratulations, but that's not the right word. What I'm trying to say is I'm impressed, sir, because 2.5 years, that's insane. That's really good. Keep it up. And if you have something, please share like a link if you have a demo or something like that. Love to have a look at it. Maybe not this stream, but in the future, absolutely. All right, Shaw, you have something. That's the best series. Oh, you're throwing the best word. All right. In the sci-fi genre in the world. Ooh. You're comparing that to oh, for the love of, oh, what's the name of it? Oh, come on. That's also an old sci-fi series. It's the Portal stuff. Oh my god damn you. It's on the tip of my tongue. God damn it. Sci-fi with portals series. Oh, come on. I know the name of it. Where is it? Oh, it's right there. I can see it. I see this. SCP? Stargate, for the love of. Stargate. Isn't that the one I'm thinking of? Let's see. Sci-fi Stargate. Stargate SG-1. Sure, that's my recommendations to you. Stargate SG-1. SG-1. Oh, sure. And by the way, I completely understand. Don't worry about it. That's just smart. You're pairing coordinate from an old engine, so I don't fit my needs to go to Godot 4.6 currently, so the demo is a bit poop. Fair enough. Hey, absolutely. But if you ever feel like you're ready at some point, let me know, and then we might have a look at it. Again, all up to you. This is your project. You do you, right? Okay, so sorry, I missed a few Shaw messages here. Sci-fi genre, again, the best in the world. You're gonna have to fight Stargate SC1, by the way. That's a good one. German director, all right. British use color, American use exactly. It's a U missing for the Americans. They're fun people, the Americans. They're fun people. And I do love my Americans. I do. It's just they simplify stuff maybe a bit too much. For example, this is a comedian who said this. For example, a bin. A British or UK, anyone from who knows English more or less knows what a bin is. What do you do with a bin? But American, they had to call it a trash can or a trash bin. Why? Because, well, you need to have more information what to do with the bin. That's where the trash goes. It's kind of funny. Let's see, one more. 3 body problem. If you can expand on that one, Shaw. 3 body problem? All right. You're really throwing around a lot of praise for this Dark series, so I'll keep my eye open for that one. Sci-fi Dark, was it? I'll have it on the side of my monitor here, and I'll look at it after stream. All right. Aaron, so what I'm working on right now? Well, currently I've just started a new project, and I'm revisiting an old genre. In the past, I did a horror game that didn't really go anywhere, but I wanted to go back to making a horror game. And right now, I'm just kind of brainstorming everything. So it's pretty much this is what we have so far. But we got some few cool things, and I'm liking the idea of the entropy stuff. Something playing around with the idea of it's easier to destroy than to build, which could have consequences for the player. Or it's very vague, right? I'm liking that idea, and I'm right now looking at these games. These are from a list of games I take inspiration from. But why do I like them? That's kind of what I'm trying to figure out right now. You had a second game idea, but you don't know if it work. But you're far too busy to work on it, dude. That's such a that's such a relatable problem. Every game developer has been there. Like, ideas are easy to just figure, like, make up, right? They just come to you often. But the time to do them and the realization whether or not they're actually good ideas, and pick one of the good ones from that list of ideas you have, and then decide to, you know what, I'm going to spend the next 6 months or 3 years on this. That's the hard part. Oh, you could absolutely add something. Please do. Yeah, absolutely. That's why I'm more or less doing this live, so I can kind of pick the brains of everyone else, because I have limited brain capacity. But as a hive mind, come on, as a hive mind, we can do a lot more, as long as it's not the same. Just give you something new, I guess. But please throw in something if you have something. What game engine will it be going? Oh, good question. All right, so game engine. I am mostly experienced with Unreal. That is just the big thing, right? Unreal Engine, that is what I'm very likely going to go for. Mostly because for the past 10 years, more probably, I worked in Unreal. And Unreal has blueprints, which should help me somewhat, right? I'm not a coder by heart or professionally, so I need all the help I can get. However, that said, Godot is an option. I've done a few streams with Godot. I've worked in it for like 3-4 months now, I think, and I'm impressed. I'm honestly impressed. There's some really good stuff going on in Godot. You might need a bit more technical know-how, not a lot. Both of them requires a decent amount, right? But there's enough tutorials out there, and if you really need to, AI seems to be dealing fairly well with both. Not to the point where you can just spit out the game, right? But it can help you. So I think it's going to be Unreal, but Godot is up there. Let's see. There are a lot of horror games starting to really mess with the player, like a mob or a thing that can capture the player's voice. Oh, I've seen these things. Then the mob uses that voice to freak you out. It's crazy. But it's really good. There's also an old game allowed to see its mechanics do in a modern game. Well, tell me about that good old game, and also that capturing voices stuff. I would love to do something with that. I fear, however, it's beyond my capacity, unfortunately. Have I heard of a game of, you spelled Eltrunal Darkness? Are you referring to Eternal Darkness? And it's a Santa system? Yes. If it's the game I'm thinking of, yes. But I'm more familiar with the Amnesia Santa system. But please tell me more. Is it Eternal Darkness you're referring to? Godot isn't that really worth full, yeah, to make 3D realistic games? I would agree with you, sure. With a caveat, I still think you can create some amazing looking 3D games with some level of realism in Godot. I do believe you can do that. But Unreal is made for that. it's more or less free, if you can use that term in game dev. Nothing's free in game dev, but you can definitely do a lot more realistic stuff in Unreal. Certainly, absolutely. All right, so that's another thing, because sad systems, I like the idea of that. So let's add eternal darkness to the list. That's terrible. I don't think I don't think I can read that, to be honest. And let's do this. Sanity. Yep. Just what was the word again? That was another word I was trying to. Did I? Oh, god damn it! It was vulnerability, wasn't it? Uh, Here we go. There we go. Where it would mess with the player and make them the cam change angles, and the player might find a hidden door because they are going crazy. I like that. I'll write that down in a second. Amenti and Kamta, these two are also horror games. All right. We're getting a lot of stuff here, guys. Awesome. Let's see. I'm just gonna write them up here. What was it? Amenti and Kamta. God damn it, that's terrible. So sanity, where is it? Where should we add that? Let's do it right here. So sanity. Um, let's just do see things. I'm gonna scope or group everything you mentioned there, Aaron, into like one single thing. Like you see things because you're now insane. Darkness, sanity, all of them are in a video for you to see. Well, I mean, awesome. Yeah, I'll look. I have it written here somewhere. Yeah, there you go. I'm just gonna add a star on it so I know that I need to look at these. Oh, so Kamta is an Indian game. Okay, cool. What was it? Amenti. Amenti game. Oh, I love that the style. And Kamta. Is it Kamta or Kanta? Kamla. Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough. Good. Yeah. I was just kind of looking it up and it's like it's not showing up. Kamla. There you go. Oh yeah, I love that style though. All right, so I'm just gonna do this. We're gonna have a look at these. Uh, you can look up it on YouTube. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's see. 1 second here. Can this work? It does. All right, so this will be Charles' recommendation, which is Amenti. And this thing kind of creeps me out. I do like the style. I'm sure not all of these are from the game, but a lot of them seems to be Egyptian style. Is that true? From past experience, yeah. That's usually how that's what brainstorming should do to you. Like, oh shit, this thing, oh that thing. But I do like the style of this. And Kamla, I'm not sure if you pronounce it that way. This looks cool. This character kind of freaks me out. So yeah, we're gonna look at that. Aron, Aront, is that how you say Aront? Let's go with that. That every so often makes a screenshot game, but it's showing you the player like something's behind you. Okay, let's try that again. every so often, it takes a screenshot in the game, but it shows you the player and something behind you. Did you mention the name of that game somewhere? You can find the name of that because that mechanic sounds cool. I can't say I've seen that mechanic before, so definitely curious. There we go. Awesome. We're getting somewhere. Thing is taking the screenshots, not you. Oh, so it's the creature that shows you, hey, I'm always with you, and here you can see what I see, or something like that. That's creepy. Yeah, if you could find out the name, that would be amazing. All right. So I'm thinking I've written sanity down here, but I think it's more of a. Oh, sorry, I need to remove this. This is terrible. Oh, that's as small as a brush I've ever used, or eraser. There we go. Let's actually remove sanity from this list. We have it over here. And move this up. So what I would like to know, is there another descriptive word to fit these games? I mean, psychological, of course. I mean, you could say horror, but that's redundant. I guess there's also a theme of death to all of them, I guess, or supernatural. There is a game named Beyond Good and Evil 2. I've heard that, yeah. Or I've heard of Good and Evil 1, I guess. I didn't know they were actually developing number 2. And it's been developed for more than 10 years. Wait, is it? Wait, am I mistaken? Am I mixing up with another game? Oh, that game. That's insane, though. 2 years or 10 years. First YouTube video is like, where the hell is this game? Yeah. Oh, it's a Ubisoft game. Yeah. Ubisoft are in a bind right now. I don't know. I think we're gonna have to wait a bit more for that game. Sure, unfortunately. There you go. It's called Giggleland. Giggle. Terrace Vegetable Patch. All right. What the hell is that name? That's really random, isn't it? I'd say it is. I'm going to borrow that. Go to the internet and let's see. That character, for some reason, I don't know why, I I'm thinking of Conker's. What's the name of that? Conker's, not birthday, right? What is it? Conker's Heydays? What the hell is that name? Conker's game. Bad Fur Day. That's not PG-13, by the way. Uh, it's an old game, and it's about some alcoholism, some really stupid stuff involved. Bad Fur Day, yeah, exactly, yeah. It kind of reminds me of that. And Poppy Playground. Oh, right. That style has been really popular, like for the past. When did Poppy like get famous? I'd say 5 years, something like that, right? Because the gameplay trailer released in 2017, so it must be developed before. Yeah. Oh, okay. So when it comes to game development, Shaw, the moment you see a game trailer, that game has been in development for more than 3 years, probably. Like, first of all, you have most likely 1, maybe even 2 years of like pre development. Like, that's not the right word, but before even the majority of your team gets involved in the production, you probably have someone sitting down, like a small team, just kind of gathering just ideas. Oh, thank you, Aaron, for being a sub or a follower. Thank you. So yeah, so it's probably closing in on more than 10. It's probably more than 10 years by now. Sure, it's insane. Yeah, the game got banned in the UK. You get a second-hand version on 64, like £300. Oh, that's insane. £300. Wait, what would that be in Swedish? I think that's like at least times 12 or something along those lines. So it's 3,600 kroners, which is insane. I mean, just to put that in perspective, this thing, the Magic box, again, I'm going to open it soon on stream. This thing was like 15 or 1,600 Swedish kroners. So that game, that version, the Conquerors game, it's more than double that. A Magic the Gathering is like an infamous game to be expensive, right? All right, back to Photoshop. And I'm going to move that to the side. I'm going to have that on my list. Can't believe it. 9 years already passed and I'm about to turn 18. Oh, One Direction. God damn, that's so long ago. Wait, when did they split up? When did One Direction split up? That was a thing back then. I mean, I'm pretty sure was I in high school by then? I think the girls at school, because I'm pretty sure I was in school, they went nuts about it. You're trying to think more about horror. I appreciate that. Don't rush it though, because brainstorming is all about like just everything needs to flow. But One Direction, god damn, that's so long ago. What else do we have? How about a setting? What type of settings do you guys like? I prefer if we can get it to be isolated somehow. And looking at the level of time, resources I have available to the project, it can't be like this grand castle. I guess it could. It could be. I could probably simplify a lot of stuff. What kind of settings do you guys like? I'm leaning towards like kind of the Resident Evil settings, like a village, which is still could be a big thing, but like the deprecated stuff. Is that the word? Old stuff. I don't know. For me personally, I see this idea with panic attacks. Oh, no, sorry about that. I like more the horror mindfucks than jump scare runaways and stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I agree with you on the stuff. Jump scares to me, they have a place in horror games, but I feel like a lot of them are overused. And the running stuff is not really horror for me. That's more action oriented. Which again, it has its place in some games, but not all of them. And jump scares are more like, oh, here you go. Oh no, you got. Oh, it's more like surprise rather than scare, right? Ooh, the anomaly games. I like the games. It's not horror for me personally. Does that make sense? I feel like there's no real fear of vulnerability. It's more like, okay, damn, I messed up. Okay, let's do that again. It's more like a memory game to me. In a full game, though, no, that's true. It could probably be some horror elements to it. But the one you mentioned, I don't feel they have horror. There might be ways to include horror to it. That's true. Two settings must be there. First is Oh, you're thinking technical stuff. Oh, okay. So settings, by the way, Sean. When I mean setting, I mean environments. Does that make sense? Like, should the game be in a cabin? Should the game be out on the streets in the city? But those settings, ray tracing, maybe. I'm not super fond of ray tracing. DLS and FSR, definitely going to look into those two. Probably going to be there though. So it's a good point though. But that's for a later stage. That's more technical stuff. But if you have a place you like the game to take place, an environment, oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I mean, it's easy to like mix up those two words. I'm not even sure I'm using the word correctly. So, okay, we have an ad break. I need water. So while the ad is running, I'm just going to go and grab some water. So I'll be right back as soon as I can click on the right button. All right, so see you all in like 30 seconds. Long ads, yeah. Yeah, just so everyone knows, they are still here, especially YouTube, I guess. I do kind of take a break during ads. I'd like for people to feel like they're included. And if you're like active in chat and all of a sudden you get ads, you feel like, oh no, I'm missing stuff. So no, I'm trying to stop and take a break. Harold Aron, hello, Aron TV. Yeah, I take a break during ads. So you haven't missed anything. So Twitch, welcome back, everyone. Right. So we were talking about settings or environments, right? And I think Aaron, you mentioned something. Most horror games just deal with the player in the world, but what if it could affect the player too? Huh. Um, can you expand on that, Aaron? I'm not sure I get it. It kind of feels like the same things, but if you can expand on that would be great. I think it's stupid we have ads and people making things. Yeah. I mean, it's a necessary evil, I guess you would call it. Twitch still needs to make money, right? It's still a business. So, and also ads do go to me as a streamer, although it's a penny. It's nothing at this stage. I'd say it's just a necessary evil. And I'm trying to find a way to make it less annoying. And yeah, taking a break is probably the best way to do it. Just get up, stretch. I mean, if you have a pet, you may want to give it some love before going back to stream. But yeah, ads are a necessary evil. That's my conclusion. And I think the word isolation, by the way, works well here. There we go. Oh, Shaw with another recommendation. Here we go. You would like to recommend me. I'm going to butcher this. Tumbad? Tumbad? Okay, it's a masterpiece which will you give a lot of ideas for your story-based horror games. All right. Tumbad. Is that how you say it? Tumbad. Let's add that to the list. Tumbad. Film. It's getting up there in years too, from 2018. Maybe I missed something. Indian horror seems to be high quality stuff, at least from the images. All right. Ooh, what is that? All right. I need an explanation. What is this? Oh, that's the worst image I've ever seen. Shaw, can you explain this image right here? 1 second, I need to swap scenes. Can you explain what this is? What is that? What is that? That is one of the uncanniest things I've ever seen. I'm sorry if I'm butchering some kind of religious artifact right now, but I have no idea what that is. And Aaron, you wrote, you have a character in the world and the setting a ECT setting environment, or not sure about that word, but you, the player, playing the game What if there was a way to mess with the real player and not just the character? Oh, so you're not referring to the character in the game. You're referring to the person playing the game. Is that what you're saying? I've seen some games trying that. It's black magic stuff. Okay. They are just part of the movie story. Okay, so someone sat down and it's like, how can I make the most uncanny thing to fit this black magic thing? And they decided to go with this. It is uncanny and it is doing its thing. I don't know what I'm looking at. It is kind of statue person-esque. But what is this? It's so weird. I do like it though. Don't get me wrong. I do like it. It fits the uncanny horror stuff. Third party Eggman from B movie. Yeah, it is kind of Eggman-ish. The reds and the rotund person, right? Also gives me. I might be doing some really weird, saying some weird stuff right now, but it does give me some horror Dragon Ball esque vibes. And we'll see the Dragon Ball ish. Maybe, maybe not. It's a story about how human can't fulfill their lust for materialistic things. Well, that's a good setting, good story point, right? Yeah, very common. It's a good one. A horror version of Mr. Popo. Yes, Mr. Popo, right? It's Mr. Popo. Oh, that's so. Oh, okay. Mr. Popo, the way he looked like back in the day, probably looks the same today. I haven't watched Dragon Ball in a long time. I don't think you can make that character today. I don't think you could. I think people will go nuts, to be honest. But that's the internet, right? All right, I'm getting a lot of. I need to look into more Indian stuff, as in Asian Indian stuff, not American Indian stuff. Unfortunately, both of them start with an A, so I can't really spell. I can't just put down A Indian stuff. How about we do this? Settings. Do I have settings somewhere? I think I did. There we go. Let's do this. Asian Indian. There you go. Old folk tales. That's true. Well, that's also something that could be really uncanny sometimes. We do have some really cool, fun folk tales in Sweden. If you look up Old Norse gods, you know the Vikings, right? The Thors, the Loki. It's weirder than you think. Like, all right, I might be butchering the full story, but there is a horse in Norse mythology called, I believe it's Sleipnir, a eight-hooved horse. So it has 8 legs. That is the child of Loki, if I'm not mistaken. And I believe it's also because at some point, Loki decided, you know what I want to be? Just as a prank, a horse. And I'm going to be a female horse. And I'm going to mate with someone. Can't remember, it was actually Thor or something stupid. And he got pregnant and birthed a 8-hooved horse. It's weird. I need to look this up. And sure, you wrote, you must have watched this. Okay, I must watch it. Okay, give me the review next because this is seriously impressed. Okay, you want me to look at it and have a no promises, Shaw. Time wise, I might not be able to, but it will be on my list. I swear. Let's see. Let's see if I can find. Does it say? At least on this on Wikipedia where it's from. So again, I might have butchered that story. The issue is with God of War doing all this though, and all the stuff, and the third game might not come out. Might what was that? The third game might come out. It might give you issues. Or you're saying that okay, let's try that. I might read that too fast. The issue is with God of War doing all the though. Not sure about that one. And Odin stuff. Oh, Thor and Odin stuff. There you go. And the thing might come out, might give me issues. Oh, me. Oh well. First of all, I don't think the God of War games are. Uh, don't worry about it. It's I've seen a lot worse written by myself, so don't worry about it. I mean, I don't think God of War has any like real life canon stuff, right? I think it's just referencing the Nordic gods in many ways. I don't think they're trying to be super accurate to ancient lore or folklore. But sure. I don't think they want Loki and the Sleipnir horse to be canon in God of War. They do believe that the next God of War might be in Egypt. Could be, potentially. A prequel also. Very, like, rumor stuff, so nothing concrete on that one. So that could be fun. I think that could be an interesting storyline if they can make it work, because I feel, from what I can tell about the story and Kratos in God of War, it's reached a point where it's kind of hard to move forward. How do you move forward from this? Like, is Artreo gonna have his own arc? I don't know. Is Kratos? What's the next step for Kratos? He's like the God of War in both Greek, Roman. Is he also the God of War in the Greek, or sorry, the Roman mythology? Uh, and now I believe he's also God of War in Nordic mythology. So how do they move forward with this? I don't know. Right. So ignoring the theme, let's put setting, environment to the side right now. I think the idea of something with a focus on atmosphere, player vulnerability, and isolation. I think they could be some kind of pillars for this game. An old English folk tale? Well, do tell. I'm curious. There's another folk tale, an old Nordic folk tale I know about Thor. And apparently, according to the mythology, he visited, I believe, some giants. Not the giants in like in Marvel. I think the relationship between the giants and the gods is slightly different, although still hostile. But I think this is some giants, and they challenged him to a drinking contest. And of course, the giants, or trolls, might have been trolls, they cheated. They had two different horns they were drinking out of. One horn was connected to a lake. And that was, of course, Thor's horn. But apparently, although he lost, he didn't know that he drank an entire lake. So he just thought, like, God dang, these trolls, they could really drink. But he just drank the entire lake, apparently. Okay. Let's see. Aaron, you have something called Black Annis, English folklore. A blue-faced witch from English folklore who is said to be obsessed with human flesh. Oh, that's a good start. Especially that of children, of course. A witch eating children, nothing new. The plot is she is said to live in a cave and use her sharp claws to harm those she catches. Classic. Legend says she keeps the skin of her victims, their horror, a visceral, monstrous figure designed to scare children. Yeah. Oh, you should look up Krampus. I think he has also one of these, like, yeah, that's. Did you tell your children that back in the day? That's insane. If you ever got the time to explore the Indian mythology, books, and Indian author series, you'll get so many amazing stuff. That's fair. That's really fair. One thing I've learned as a living half a human life almost, is if you just stay in your own atmosphere, your own bubble, which is very common. I do myself. Don't really expand if you don't expand enough. I mean, of course, you're going to find a lot of stuff you don't like, and you're going to find a lot of stuff you feel like, yeah, I don't really care about this. But then you get those nuggets, and you're not going to find these nuggets unless you kind of expand a bit. And I'm not trying to be like preach, right? It's more like from experience. If I go and just look at something I've never looked at before, you'll find something that's so weird, but at the same time so fascinating. And so, yeah, that makes sense if I don't look at it from my own perspective, or like my own lived experience, if I just step away from that a bit. And I'm sure, like Troy is saying, if I go to India and their mythology and just look at it, I'll probably find some really, at first, maybe uncanny. But if I look at it, it's like, okay, all right, this could be something. Well, what is the sort of theme you're going for? Why is the horror game, or is it up in the air? It's still a bit up in the air, but I do have a few things that I'm kind of always going back to. I don't want action. I want not slow paced necessarily, but I don't want people to all of a sudden have a flamethrower and just shoot down things, right? I want it to be more of Amnesia, more of the Outlast series. You're kind of forced to, hey, you know what? I need to be careful because that thing over there, it will always kill me if it captures me, right? So I like that idea. So I want the player to be vulnerable at all times. Isolation, of course, yes, definitely. I've written that down. Isolation needs to be a thing. An atmosphere. I want the atmosphere to be something. I don't know the word for it just yet, but it's important. There's also Shakespeare. Shakespeare. Oh, there you go. Read Macbeth, Hamlet, and Merchant of Venice. I haven't read Shakespeare. I'm familiar with a few of the series, or a few of his stories. Of course, Romeo and Juliet. Of course, Hamlet. I might think this is true. I do believe The Lion King is heavily inspired by Hamlet. I think, and also Hamlet, I believe, is a Danish prince or royalty. Oh, sorry, I didn't read the entire message there, Aaron. Yes, Iron Lung. That might be too small, but I like the concept of isolation. I'd like a bit more space to walk around in, but isolation for me is more like you can't really leave a certain area, and there's no one to help you. There might be people around you, but they're not there to help you. You are by yourself to solve everything that happens. It's all up to you, right? In every culture, at every corner of the world, have amazing reasons and story behind it. Exactly. Yeah. I mean, imagine if you never heard about the chupacabra, for example. Butcher that. The chupacabra, or the Yeti. I think the Yeti isn't a European thing, is it? I think it's a. Oh, I'm guessing. No, this is just a pure guess. So I'm not going to say it out loud. I do not believe it's a European thing, though. I think it's an Asian thing originally. Uh, the Bigfoot, of course, that's more westernized, or it might be based on the American Indians folklore. It might be. To me, true isolation is you're alone, no mobs, no people, no nothing. But that would be very hard to make a horror game with it. With that, you can insinuate things around you, right? I think Iron Lung does that pretty well. It's, of course, there is something. The end thing with Iron Lung, I'm not going to spoil it for anyone who wants to watch it or play it. There is something that it's out there to harm. I guess that's all I can say. So you're not really alone in that game. But there is something about that. I just want to, so the dangers with not having something around you is that you might end up making a walking simulator. Like you have a character that just walks around and people never feel vulnerable. They might at the beginning, but as time goes by, if you don't give them something to feel like there's actually something out there to hurt me or harm me or in any way put me in danger, then they might feel like, you know what, this is all about just a walking simulator. There's no horror, there's no scares. I'm just walking. That is a risk you might end up in if you can't add something that the player can say, you know what, that thing over there, that wants to kill me. So I'm not going to go near it. So I know. Oh, you have the Bermuda Triangle. That's true. I feel like that's more mysterious than horror to me. Uh, there is potential in the Bermuda Triangle. But when I think of Bermuda Triangle, it's more like this is a place, planes and boats go missing. That's it. It doesn't really inspire me. But things like that, if we can get more into those territories, like do we have other places in the world that has those uncanny, mysterious feels to them? If you tie it in a sand system where everything that's a mob or risk is from the character's mind, and it being a person in that world. Yes, that's true. I think I've touched upon something similar to that. I mean, okay, so Amnesia for me is a good example of what I would say a solid, well-crafted horror game. I have in the past, at least from the previous project, I mentioned Amnesia all the time. The one thing I wanted to avoid was to show people the creature, if that makes sense. And it's something I saw a YouTuber where he mentioned this when he was playing the game. As soon as he knew what the character looked like, the creature looked like, it was still scary, but it lost some of the scariness to it, just a little bit. When it was just in his fantasy, like in his mind, when he was just making things up, that when he was the most scared. Because his mind was more of a enemy to him than the actual enemy, if that makes sense. Alan Wake. I need to look into Alan Wake. I do have written down. So Alan Wake is written down. The more I do these things, the more I brainstorm this, I get the feeling I need to play these games. And I do not like that idea, to be honest with you. I'd rather not. Can I get away with not playing? I really don't deal well with horror game. Let's add some smoothing because I can't really. But there we go. That's better. I need to play Alan Wake. Dude. I am such a wuss, to be honest with you, when it comes to playing horror games. Yeah. Also, I do have that written down. It's not a game I'm going to play. I don't think Alien Isolation to me, certainly a horror game, but it's not the horror I'm looking for or the horror that I prefer. Alien Isolation is more of, it leans more into action to me. Not a lot, not by any means. I wouldn't call it an action game. I wouldn't, but it leans into it because of certain elements in it. I've seen it where you have flamethrowers, where you have weapons, right? And also creating the alien, that's a technical marvel, right? I'm nowhere near that competence. Alan Wake, okay, so you're saying that it's not scary per se. All right, then maybe I can brave it and play it. All right. Yeah, I might then. But would you recommend the first or the second one? I mean, I'm sure you're going to say the first because, you know, continuity, storyline. But then the second one is a newer game. You're going to say the first one, okay? So you wouldn't tell me to play the second one based on it's being a newer game, the technology, the graphics is better, or things like that. Might be more from inspiration, maybe. Or you're saying the first one is just story-wise better. Let's see, in Nagaland, that sounds like World of Warcraft. State of the India. There used to be a head hunting ritual. Ooh. Among the different tribes. If any tribe person came come into the other tribe territory, they cut off that person's head and kept it. Oh God. Headhunting has been a thing, right? It hasn't it? Throughout history. Mm, I would be surprised if the Vikings had some headhunting too. And also headhunting, you don't really associate that with India, do you? I'd say if someone told me, hey, point to a continent where they had headhunters, I would say South America. As short as a glory gesture, the more headhunt, the more respect they got. Yeah. Yeah. People back in the days, they were like hardcore, weren't they? I'm not sure if that's appropriate word to use, but I feel like hardcore. Yeah. Oh, how many heads do you have, Steve? Oh, I have about I don't know, 15. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, that head over there. Yeah, that guy was really hardcore. He really fought hard. Oh, awesome. Like, God damn it. Second one is to gimmery. Is that a new word for me? I don't think I've heard that word before. Let's see. What is gimmery? Not sure why I had that window open. Hmm. Is that another misspelling errant? Because I can't really. If it is a word I don't know about, please tell me. Otherwise, I'm just going to keep reading on this one. And they tried to change the whole way Alan Wake meant to be, but in truth, they kind of put them in a corner. All right. Oh, okay. So, yeah. All right. So, in your mind, the first one, it's just superior. All right. I'll probably have a look at that then. The headhunting thing, Shaw, that reminds me of something. I'm not sure if this is true or if this is a Hollywood thing. Did the Vikings drink from the skulls of the dead? I don't think they did. Or fallen enemies. Oh, gimmicky. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. All right, fair enough. Yeah, gimmicky. I know the word gimmicky. All right. So, what kind of horror idea do you have? Sure. Uh, I'm not sure if this has a different meaning in India, but body count has a very different meaning in modern society here in the West. It's nothing related to the respected warrior culture. I'm just going to put it like it's more adult, modern adult things. If does that make sense? Between man and woman, uh, that's body count nowadays. What if the player is the thing? All right, or the monster? I feel like sure. I'm okay. There's games that have done that before, but I do like the setting. And it would be even better if we could subverse the thought process as if the player doesn't know they're the thing. I think the Amnesia did something close, but not exactly that way. So slight spoiler for people who want to play Amnesia in the future. You might want to turn off for like 20 seconds or so. In the first Amnesia game, you play a character who lost their memories, amnesia, right? And it turns out in the beginning you feel like, okay, so we're the good guy, or at least not the bad guy. But as it turns out, you realize, well, we're not necessarily the bad guy, but we're certainly not the good guys. Because you get the memories that you did things to survive and you did it with the bad guy. Or something along those lines. So you were not really the good guy. Necessarily. You did the good thing at the end, but you're definitely the bad guy. Oh, Jekyll and Hyde thing. Oh, that's kind of. I like the idea. Perhaps something along the lines of you have these periods of where you kind of faint or you lose track of what happened, and you wake up later on not knowing what has happened. Again, I'm repeating myself, but you wake up, you don't realize what has happened, and that these things happens every now and then in the game. And as you progress, you realize you get those memories back, or you start to find clues as to what happened during those times you were blacked out. And then you realize you're actually, I believe it's Mr. Hyde that is the terrible person, right? Let's see, Shaw. Yeah, I watched some of the episodes of Vikings, but I'm interested to read a book about them. So realize Shaw, and I'm pretty sure you already knew this or realized to a certain extent that the Vikings of Hollywood are not the same as the Vikings of history. Vikings of history were sure brutal, did things that made them infamous throughout history, but mostly Vikings were farmers. They were tradesmen. But yeah, certainly there were the brutal stuff. Not gonna brush that aside. They were assholes in many ways. I'm way too engrossed in this stream. I'll do my game. Yeah. I mean, I was meant to write all these things and brainstorming stuff. I'm just talking about Vikings and everything. It's a lot of fun. I'm not saying it's not, but hey. I thought that meant how many kills a person have done. In context, yes. In context, Shaw. So if you talk about, hey, between us two warrior Vikings, how many bodies, what's your body count? Yeah, definitely. So it's a context thing. But if you just mention it out there on the internet, people will mostly associate it with the act between a man and a woman and how many you've done it with. That's often uh, what body count means nowadays. Internet is stupid. Internet is stupid in that sense that it reacts too quickly. It doesn't stop, give it some thought, and maybe, you know what, maybe that person didn't mean what they said. Maybe they meant something else. It's more like, you said that, now I'm going to react. It's not like an afterthought. It's not like take a break or take a deep breath. It's like, no, do it now. React. I need to say something. I'm going to say the first thing that comes to my mind. It's like, no, please take a deep breath and just calm down for the love of. Yeah. I mean, I'm avoiding politics and things like that, but the internet, it's it's all the best of the world of humanity, but it's also all the worst parts of humanity, if that makes sense. It's everything in between. It's if you want to see the worst side of humanity, you can find it on the internet. If you want to see the best side of humanity, you can find it on the internet, and everything in between. There's no. We have a word in Sweden. It's lagom, which means just enough, or just yeah, just enough. It's actually there's no real word for it in English, but let's just say just enough of everything. I like, well, I want lagom amount of sauce, like just amount of the right amount of sauce. There's nothing like that on the internet. Nothing is just enough. It's the extreme or nothing. Extreme or nothing. It's just all over the place. Yeah. God damn it. It's fun though. I want it to be changed a little bit, but I do find it interesting. The internet, that is. Oh, god damn it. All right. I have another 20 minutes before I have to end stream, so let's see if we can get a few more things because I have to work. Unfortunately, I can't do this full time. And it's 8:30. I start work at 8, 9 a.m. So unfortunately, can't go longer than a 3-hour stream. But let's see. Anything else? Anything else we can add to this? We've talked about locations. I've added Asian India just to remind myself to look into that culture, that side, see if we can't get any more inspiration. We have a few series and games. Alan Wake, we should probably play the Alan Wake. I agree with that. can we do something about entropy? The concept of destroying things is easier than building, and randomness. Randomness is a hard thing to add to. I don't know. Oh, sorry, I missed one of your messages there. I'm still trying to find what Riz Asakadi the heck mean. Asakadi sounds like one of those gotcha things. I'm not gonna fall into that part. Riz, I was just being charming, I guess. You have charisma. I think that is what it means. It does make me wonder, like 3,000 years of human look at our internet and have history classes about all this new talk. What you do? BRB, or what does a pineapple picture mean? Yeah. Oh, I found this. While we're on the topic of like long years, like 3,000 years or thousands of years between certain events in history. This is mind blowing, by the way. Cleopatra, like the queen of Egypt, she lived closer to the creation of the internet than she lived to the erection of the pyramids. She lived in a time where, what do you call them? The people who dig up old stuff. We're actually looking at the pyramids the same way we're doing it. Well, that is insane. It is kind of crazy, isn't it? Let's see, Shaw. It depends on how a person uses the internet, either to made it in life or to ruin it in life. Yeah, exactly. You can either use the internet for things that can help you or make you depressed, more or less. The Dunning-Kruger effect. I've heard of it. I can never remember what it means. So please enlighten me. Plus, we don't know how it's made. Exactly. I did hear an interesting theory, though, but it didn't really. So the theory is that instead of building from bottom up and using ramps and everything, because all of these ramps ideas, they can't really be proven because they always have some kind of flaw to them. Like, it's too steep, it's too long, we can't find archaeological evidence showing that a 1,200 mile or meter long ramp ever existed, right? So the theory this guy came up with, which is really interesting, is that they use negative sculpting, which means that the thing, they kind of built the entire outer shell, almost like clay. You remove stuff rather than add, and that's the way they built it. They built the entire large structure big enough so they could safely place everything they needed, and then they carved away. Yeah, it's really interesting. I like the idea. And the more interesting is that everything they carved away, they reused for the next pyramid. So they started with the big one, then the next one, and just got smaller and smaller and smaller. And that way was really recyclable and very smart because they could reuse a lot of stones from a previous build. If true, that's quite interesting. It's a psychological thesis. Okay. So what's the Dunning-Kruger? I mean, I've heard it. So what's it about? Let's see if we can find it. The Dunning-Kruger effect. Let's see if we can figure it out. So let's do that. So what is the Dunning-Kruger effect? A cognitive bias where individuals with limited knowledge or competence in a particular domain greatly overestimate their own knowledge or skill level. Fair enough. Yep. That is a lot of the internet in a nutshell, isn't it? I didn't know that was the Dunning-Kruger effect. That's interesting. Oh, on that topic, look up the Mandela effect. That is a cool one. I like that. And it kind of ties in to the idea of being uninformed. Oh, there you go. Sorry, I just looked it up, Shaw. But yeah, where people limit competence over their abilities. Exactly. Yeah. Which one, Aaron? The Kruger effect or the Mandela effect? I mean, I believe in both. It's just, yeah, way too many inconsistencies from what I remember as a kid. The Mandela effect, yeah. And the thing, goddamn, I don't need an air brake. I think that's the last snooze too, or might have one more. So the idea of the Mandela effect, and I'm going to butcher this, so I'm just going to do it as simple as possible, and is that we all have what we thought were the truth, and it's based off Mandela, Nelson Mandela, the what was a South African leader? Now, which country was he? Like a political figure in? Can't remember. It's an African country at least. Maybe Congo. Can't remember. The point is, Nelson Mandela, everyone believed he died in prison. That was like everyone thought that happened. Like, yes, this is the truth. But it turns out he was alive. And he became a influential political leader eventually. Like, yeah, so that is the Mandela effect. People remembering and believing something false to be reality or along those lines. Like Fruit Loops being called Fruit Loops, not the heck they are, how they're spelled now. How? Wait, Fruit Loops? Mandela effect? Never heard this. What is this? Fruit Loops Mandela. What is this? Oh, this is not the Fruit Loops, the American Fruit Loops, is it? So the Fruit Loops, which is spelled F-R-O-O-T, apparently, or maybe that's the misspelling, widely reported false memory phenomenon where people insist that the cereal was spelled fruit, as in F-R-U-I-T loops, instead of the official F-R-O-O-T. All right, there you go. I fell for this. I thought it was fruit, as in the edible thing. All right. Did you see the one where AFK's car is a 6-seater or not, and not a 4? I've never thought of that. Is it? Car number of seats. What is this? It was a 6-passenger limousine. No, never thought of that before. We're going down, right? Yeah, we're definitely going down a rabbit hole right now. So we're gonna calm it down a bit. But these things are interesting. I do feel like I'm not a conspiracy theory like advocate. I don't believe in conspiracy theories. They are interesting though. Like the idea of birds don't exist. They're all help me mechanical flying things, which is of course ridiculous, but at the same time the idea is kind of interesting. Like, what if one of the weirdest thing I've heard is there is people out there who don't believe Australia exists. Like, how? What? How did you come to that conclusion? Have I seen the aurora? Do you mean the light phenomenon in the sky? Is that what you're referring to, Shaw? The only thing I tend to believe is out of the universe we can't be the only thing alive. Well, that is also mathematically proven, right? There's just the chance that there's more life out there is way too high for it not being true. Whether or not they're the Greys or the super like advanced aliens, probably not. But then again, we exist, so why not another civilization, right? Depending on how you view life. Scientifically, there's a likelihood there is more life out there. And you're wondering, have I seen it? And you wonder how it feels. Ooh. So, yes, I have seen it. It's not too uncommon here in the north. It happens quite a lot. But the one I've seen that was the clearest one, that was actually when I came back from Japan, which was in November last year. We were flying in the northern parts of the world, like the Barents Sea. Is that what it's called? Either way, then from our plane, we did see an aurora. I tried to grab a photo of it, but it's just terrible. But yeah, seeing an aurora here in Sweden, especially in the north, is not uncommon. It happens quite often. How it feels, it is impressive to watch. It doesn't really physically feel anything. It's not like it affects you physically, but it's like seeing something impressive, something beautiful. So if you've seen like a big meadow of flowers, it's like, holy shit, look at all these flowers. I've never seen so many flowers before. It's a similar effect. Or if you've seen the pyramids for the first time, I haven't, but I'm suspecting if you see them, it will be like, wow, this thing, I've never seen something like that before. I guess that's kind of how it feels. Even if there was, they probably looked at us, okay, yeah, well, the kids, no point to fly off, yeah. That's also an interesting thing someone raised, the question, why would an alien come to Earth and look at humans and say, we need to talk to these living things? Why not, for example, the dolphin or the whale or the whale shark? Not the whale shark, the killer whale. Is that what it's called? Exactly. I mean, these are intelligent beings, and aliens might not look at humans as something they want to talk to, because these are idiots that do a lot of dumb things. We do cool stuff too, but we do things that, like, yeah, I don't know. And also, there's also the idea of we might never meet another living organism, like an alien, because you know what? The universe, big, like big. We're thinking like millions of light years away. Like it will take millions of years if you can travel the speed of light to get to us. Like, no, it's not gonna happen. It's human hubris of us being top of food chain, we the boss. That's the only reality we've seen so far, right? On Earth, like it or not, we are at the top, but that's all we've ever seen. You travel to Japan, and have I made a vlog of it? No, sure, I have not made a vlog of my time in Japan. I would love to talk about it. I can give you a short version of this stream. I only have like 10 more minutes, so I can't go into the entire thing. But it was fun. I did a solo trip to Japan, so I experienced it that way. And Japan is surprisingly easy to live as a like isolated. It's kind of weird. No, it's amazing. I love Japan. I spent my entire trip in Tokyo. Wasn't the plan from the beginning. I was planning to go to Kyoto and then not Nara. What's the name of the city near Nara? Why is it escaping? Osaka, and then back to Kyoto. Did I go to Super Nintendo Land? No. I did go to 2 Pokemon centers. So I saw like a life-size Mewtwo and things like that. And I did see something Nintendo. I don't think it was Nintendo Land, but I did see something like Nintendo Shop or something like that. It's insane. Did I ride any JDM car? What is a JDM car? I'm going to say no. There's an island in Japan full of rabbits? Yes, there is. And apparently one full of foxes too. But what is the JDM car? Oh, a sports car. No. Wait, what is this? Oh, no. No, I did not. Oh, a Nissan. Oh, it's a Nissan Mitsubishi cars. Oh, no. I think the most interesting thing I traveled on in Japan was probably their monorail or subway. It's kind of interesting. Uh, I never got lost though, which is surprising. Because as I was leaving Japan, or just before Japan, or month leading up to Japan, I was told that getting lost in Tokyo is like you're going to do it. But Google Maps, dude. If you ever go to Japan, rely fully on Google Maps. You'll never get lost. It's amazing that actually once I got lost, but that was like 10 meters. Now I realized, oh, I'm going the wrong way, and then I went back. There's a place I want to go to. It's an island that a Dragon Quest island. All right, they use this. You make a Dragon Quest character and you walk around real life versions of town. Ooh, seeing you buy, collect items, and even 5 mobs. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, god damn it! All right. Unfortunately, we're gonna have one more ad before I end today because I can't snooze anymore. It uses AR. Oh, yeah, augmented reality stuff. That could be really cool. It's a good place for travel with motorcycle. I didn't know that. I can see it though. I can see it being. Um, I would recommend though to learn some Japanese words because as you travel outside Tokyo, I didn't experience this, but to an extent I did. English, they know it, but Japanese people tend to be shy of doing things they're not really good at. Does that make sense? And since they don't use, okay, now I'm really generalizing and like pulling everything on the one same category right here, but it feels like they tend to avoid using English because they're not confident in it, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, you should definitely go to Japan. I highly recommend it. Try some onsens, try some food. You can live in Tokyo for like 2 weeks. I did it, no problems. Oh, and I did it because I lost my passport. The second day, I lost my passport, and you need that. So I spent like 1 full week without a passport, although I've already gone to the police, asked them to look for it. They didn't find it. I've contacted my, what's it called, the embassy of Sweden, and they didn't have a time for me, a time slot that they could help me, like, like for a full week. So I had to spend the full week in Japan without a passport. I was stressed as hell. I was so stressed. It turned out well. Everything worked out. I was able to go to Harry Potter land. I saw like backstage Harry Potter stuff. I saw Pokemon stuff. I bought Magic the Gathering cards like hell because it was a lot cheaper than in the rest of the world. Like I say like 20-30% or something like that. And I also saw Akihabara, like the nerd central of Tokyo. It's not as nerdy as it was, although still like hell of nerdy, but it's more like commercialized than I thought it would be, and I've been told. Never visited a maid cafe though. Didn't do that. I saw into one because they used the same elevator as the shop I was going to, so I stopped at one of the maid cafes, and I looked in, and it's exactly what I thought it would be. It was girls in maid outfits. It was a lot of bright colors. Everyone smiled all the time. Mostly, probably a bit of fakery in that smile, but it seemed like it was a good place. People seemed to like it. So definitely Aaron TV. If you have the opportunity, I'd highly recommend going. It's one of the places I'm happy I went to. If I ever go back, though, I want to bring someone with me. Going by myself wasn't the best idea. I don't regret it, but I think it would be more fun with someone else. So if you have a partner or a friend, I highly recommend going with them. Let's see if that ad can start soon. Honestly, to be completely honest with you, I should have ended this like 8 minutes ago. So I'm just going to cut it before the ad starts. Might not be able to. I have no idea, Shaw. I might have to look that up. I'm going to have to end this stream though, Shaw. So if you see me next time, which is like 2 days from now, on Friday, ask me again. We might figure that out. Finland is a bit different when it comes to school. So maybe. Everyone, thank you all for showing up. And Aaron TV, I'll look up that Discord thing. I need to do a few things before you can post. I'll look that up once I'm done with stream. There you go. Ads. Thank you all. Have a good day. I'm just gonna do this. See you. See you all. BB. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.